Hello everyone, welcome to a hazy and smoky western Wyoming here. This is the first day of a 2-week or 2.5-week long trip through some places I haven't been before. So we're starting here in Wyoming, which I've been to a bunch. I've never been to this particular area, and I'll get into more detail about this in a minute here. But then after this, we're going to go into northern Colorado for a little bit, and then Nebraska, South Dakota, and North Dakota and Montana before coming back home. So gonna hit up some states I've never been to before, like North and South Dakota. Never even driven through those states. I have driven through Nebraska, but I've never really done or seen anything there. So for all intents and purposes, I've never been to Nebraska. So I'm excited about this trip. This will be a lot of fun. But as I said, today we are in Wyoming. We are at the northern end of the Wind River Mountains. Had to drive around the Tetons to get here, and you could barely see the Tetons. It was that smoky. They were just kind of a hazy outline on the horizon. But anyway, let's get some gear together. And our first object of interest today is beyond the fence right here. Oh, that one is not solid. Okay, now that I've crossed the fence and walked down a little bit, I can see a couple of our destinations for the next couple of hours here. So this thing right in the middle here is where we're headed. It looks like a sinkhole. There's water down in the bottom, and I think it was actually a geyser at one point. It's not active anymore, it's an inactive geyser. But yeah, we're gonna go take a look at that. And then beyond the sinkhole, on the other side of the canyon, that horizontal line, that's something we're gonna be talking about in a minute here. But first, let's go focus on the geyser. The water in here is unbelievably beautiful. Very clear. Crystal clear down there. I hear some running water, so there must be water coming in somehow. And then there's a rope and a little ladder to get you down to the water. So let's climb on down. The ropes are anchored into these posts over here. A little bit sketchy, but I think we'll be fine. All right, GoPro is engaged. Let's climb down this thing. So the plan is to basically use the rope just as a secondary thing, so I don't have to put all of my weight and all of my trust into it, but I'll just keep one hand on it as a lifeline here. Yeah, it's a dead bird right here. What's left of it anyway. Okay, that wasn't too hard of a climb. I mean, that's doable even if the ropes aren't here. And then here's the last little stretch to the water. I'll get my feet wet. I don't want to swim right now. It's a little bit chilly in the air today. I don't know if this is warm water or not. I guess let's go find out. Man, there's just feathers and dead bird pieces all over the place here. Oh, it is warm. That's really nice. What a beautiful little spot here. That water is incredible. Wow. I don't know if the blueness is really coming through on the video, but it is just a deep, deep blue there. Again, I'm not gonna fully swim in here, but what a cool little spot. I think if Cassie were here, if my wife were here, it'd be fun to swim with her in this. But just me on my own here. I see no reason to get into the water, but definitely worth visiting again at some point. What a cool spot. What a unique place. This reminds me of cenotes in Mexico. Amazing place, it really is. And then over here is where the water exits. It's just a little 2-foot wide hole at the end of the sinkhole here. It's like a hole in the bottom of a bucket. I'm guessing it's draining out to the river that's down below, or the creek that's down below, but that is amazing. All right, let's claw our way back out of here. So this horizontal line on the hillside here, that is an old flume for railroad ties. Basically a V-shaped man-made channel that they would float railroad ties down. So it was built in the late 20s, I believe, and they were building a railroad somewhere down here, and they needed ties, they needed railroad ties. And so up here in the mountains you can see how much timber there is. A lot of trees up there. And so they cut ties up there, and they needed a way to get them down here, down the canyon. And so they built this flume to float the ties down the canyon. I think it's 5 or 6 miles long in total length, and it was abandoned in the late 40s, so it ran for about 20-25 years, something like that. And here it's built into the hillside, kind of, but there are places in this canyon where it's basically hung right from cliffs, built into the sides of a cliff. And so that's something else I want to go look at. First though, let's fly the drone over there and take a closer look. Very interesting little bit of history here. I'll put a link in the video description to a page that has much more detail about the flume if you want to read more about it. All right, let's pack up here, hike up back to the car, drive a little down the road a ways, then we are going to hike down into the canyon, down where that creek is. And the reason for that is twofold. There's one interesting thing I want to show you there, and then I also think that we can get some more views of the flume kind of on the side of the canyon, on the cliff side. So let's go commence that adventure. Well, I got to where I wanted to get to, just a few minutes up the road a little ways here. But I think the next stage of this adventure is going to be a little bit more than I had initially planned. Here's where I'm parked. It's on the edge of a cliff, which is the edge of a just giant canyon here. And I wanted to get down into the canyon. There's something down there that I want to see. And man, that's just gonna be a super steep, miserable slog to get down there, to get down to the creek. It just looks brutal. But that's what we've signed up for. That's what you guys have signed up for when you subscribed to this channel. Stuff like this. So let's get some gear ready. Let's pack up some supplies, and I think I'm gonna pack my fishing gear and I'll fish the creek down there as I work my way upstream. Might as well, right? Found a break in the cliffs here. Let's begin the descent. Begin the torture. I'm recording my route down here on my phone so I can follow that to get back up here. There's no trail or anything down into this canyon. And to be honest, I'm not even sure it's possible to reach the bottom of the canyon from here. There might be cliffs that I couldn't see from above that block my way or something. This is miserable. I slid a fair ways down, like 10 feet down, the steep section up there. Still have a ways to go, but we're getting closer. But it's super steep still. This is not pleasant. It's super steep here. We're very loose. We're so close, but it's just sheer steepness right here. This is terrible. This is terrible. Okay. I do not want to go up this way. Definitely need to find a better way to go down. I mean, to go back up. All right, this is just too sketchy. Yeah, I need to abort this. I need to climb back up, go over, and then descend over there. This is too dangerous. I think I found a way to get down. There's some trees that kind of bridge the cliffs here. So I'm just slowly making my way down the trees to the river. Oh, holy cow, guys. That was miserable and difficult and a little bit scary and woo! Well, it's been an hour and a half and I've been making my way slowly upstream, fishing the pools along the way. Had a great time, caught a bunch of fish, and I'm now at my destination. It is spectacular. Check this out. It is a natural bridge, a huge natural bridge, a tunnel really, that this creek flows through. I mean, it is spectacular. It's ominous. It's like you're approaching a giant mouth as you're walking toward it, and it'll swallow you whole. To the left of me here, there's a little waterfall. I don't know if you can see it, but there's water dripping down. Let's go explore it a little bit. There's quite a bit of water dripping from the ceiling, so I put my rain jacket on. Behind me here, right here, you can see some remnants of the flume. The flume came through this tunnel. So check this out. This is a piece of the flume that's been calcified over the last several decades. Slowly turning to stone. Well, here's looking back from the other side. Some idiot climbers have left permanent quick draws. That kind of detracts visually from it. But overall, just amazing. And you can see this tunnel here where the flume used to cut through, used to blast through. Some pieces of the flume here. And let's go a little bit more upstream, because I think there are some interesting flume pieces up on the cliff over here. So here's the flume, just built into the side of the cliff. And then we have a second tunnel, a second natural bridge. And look at this water. Just gorgeous water. What a place. Unreal. Well, mission accomplished. I think this area might be the prettiest area I've been to this year, if not for a while. Like, this is almost otherworldly beautiful. It's so amazing. But it was a trek to get here, and now I have to reverse the trek. I have to figure out how on earth I'm gonna get out of here. I'm not gonna go through this second tunnel here. I think the water's just too deep over there. It looks amazing though, really beautiful. But I'm gonna go back through the first tunnel, and then I think at the entrance to the first tunnel, I think I could scramble up to get actually on top of the bridge. And I think that should get me on top of most of the cliffs. So hopefully the climb back out won't be as bad. I don't know. That's plan A. If I need to, I go to plan B and C, which is basically just to go back the way I came and try to find another way to climb up out of the canyon. But overall, just a shockingly impressive place. I can't necessarily recommend that you come here because of how difficult it is to get to, but if you do find yourself here, you won't be sorry. I'm gonna put the camera away and focus on getting out of here safely, and then I'll meet back up with you once I get to a campsite somewhere. Well, hello there. Welcome to my campsite. Let me show you around. So basically I am on top of a hill here. You can see how hazy it is from the fires. This is the town of DuBois, Wyoming. And the valley out here, nice views. And more smoke and haze. Obviously I hiked up and back to my car without any problems. And would you believe it, I found an amazing trail that goes right from the natural bridge back to the parking area. Took 16 minutes, I think, to get back. Super easy, super chill. No sketchy down climbing above cliffs. I'm a little bit angry that I didn't find it sooner, but I'm happy that I at least found it on the way back. If you're interested in the GPS track, the recording of that hike back, of that good trail, then I'm going to be putting that up on Adventure Know-How, which is my my monthly membership site. So if that interests you, go check out adventureknowhow.com. But yeah, great spot up here. I saw this road leading up from the main dirt road I was on. I saw it as I was driving up here earlier today, and I took note of it, and then I decided to go see where that road went. And turns out it goes up to the top of this little knoll here. Not much else to say or report for the evening, so I'm gonna stop recording, hop into the car for the night. But this video is not over yet. I'm gonna combine it with some of the things I'm gonna be doing tomorrow. Tomorrow will largely be a travel day. I'm gonna be driving several hours tomorrow, but I am gonna see one or two things that I think will interest you, and then I'll be camping in Colorado. So look forward to that in the next segment. And I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Slept great for about 9.5 hours. I'm excited to get on the road today. But I wanted to see one more thing in this general area. One more thing related to the flume that we saw yesterday. And so I drove up the road a little ways, and I'm walking along this pretty little creek here to the first spot of the day. And this day is gonna be mostly a travel day. I'm not gonna film a ton for you guys today. Expect just a few more minutes of footage for today, and then we'll end the video. So here the creek leads into the canyon that we were exploring yesterday. We are upstream of that here. And this is what I wanted to see and what I wanted to show you guys. So this was a cable dam. Basically there are two big piles of rubble here enclosed with wood. And there were cables strung between them. These acted as a dam to go across the creek to hold all of the railroad ties back here. And from here, they would load them onto the flume. There's another mound right here. Again, in line with the other two. You can see a bit of cable left over. Still see cable around the pile there. These aren't in amazing shape, but it's been nearly 100 years since they were built, so no complaints. And then here it is on ground level. You can see the big fat cables here. About an inch thick each cable. Gonna walk the 5 minutes back to my car. I'm gonna go into Dubois and get gas. It's spelled Dubois, but you know, around here we call it Dubois. There's one in Idaho too, and people say it the same way, Dubois. So anyway, I'm gonna go head into town, get gas. Then I'm basically gonna drive 5 or 6 hours across Wyoming into far northern Colorado, and I'm gonna camp there for the night. On my way across Wyoming, I am gonna stop at one point of interest, and I'll show you that. It is now a few hours later, and this is what we were aiming for. This is called Independence Rock. It is a large monolithic rock out in the middle of the Wyoming desert that has carvings from pioneers that used to pass by here on the Oregon Trail, the California Trail, and the Mormon Trail. Let's go take a closer look. And here we are at the rock. It takes a few minutes to get here from the rest area. It is 130 feet high, 1,900 feet long, and 850 feet wide. Looks like there used to be an old road or highway going along next to it. You can walk around the entire thing. There's a path that goes all around it. I think you can also hike up to the top, scramble up to the top. I'm not going to do that today, even though that kind of thing usually is in my wheelhouse. I'm feeling lazy, so let's just walk along at the base of the rock a little bit here. We'll find some pioneer inscriptions, and then we'll hit the road again. I'm guessing there are some inscriptions underneath this little overhang here. Let's go check that out. Oh yeah, here we go. $1890. Can't really read any other dates here. Looks like some names written in axle grease. I saw someone online refer to this as the Ayers Rock or the Uluru of Wyoming, referring to the one in Australia that's just that giant rock out in the middle of the desert. And you know, this is this is not on the same scale as that, but the same general idea, and it is impressive just as a large rock out in the middle of the desert. But it was a nice spot to stop and rest and stretch the legs and go to the bathroom and everything. But I think we're gonna continue onward. So I'll see you guys again probably later this afternoon or evening after I've run some errands, after I've driven a few more hours, once I've found a campsite. Well, I'm exhausted. Been driving all day, but I finally found a campsite here in northern Colorado. Let me show it to you. This is the direction I came from, and this is the road going through this canyon or valley here. Here's where I'm camped. There aren't a ton of options along this road. There aren't a ton of places to camp, but there are a few. I'm happy to be done driving. Going to relax now. Maybe fish a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. See how I'm feeling. Have 3 hours of daylight left, so I've got options here. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I was thinking of yesterday and how awesome that was, and about that natural bridge. That's got to be one of the just most amazing things I've seen that you've never heard of. You know, like, it's a very obscure thing, but it was just incredible. And I'm excited for this next chapter of the trip to start tomorrow, going into, well, basically we're leaving the mountains and we're going into Nebraska and the Dakotas. I think tomorrow will be all Colorado and Nebraska, but yeah, I'm really excited. These are brand new areas for me, so it's always fun to experience a new place for the first time. Thanks again for watching. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to check out Adventure Know-How, my new site, where you can gain access to a map of all of my free campsites, plus monthly bonus videos that you won't find anywhere else. Learn more at adventureknowhow.com. And for links to everything else SUV RVing related, visit suvrving.com. Links to these sites and more will be in the video description.